Welcome to Oilers Nation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
If the government can order teachers back to work, can they also order Connor McDavid to shoot the puck? Let's get into it with the lead. October blues for the Edmonton Oilers, hey? Weather's starting to change.
Oh, yeah, it's getting gross.
Forget how to play hockey every fall. Welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday. We are live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online, sportscloset.ca. Alternate jerseys debuting this evening. They got you covered, not just with the jerseys, but all the merch that matches it. Check it out online, sportscloset.ca. The show is, as always, a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment is never ordinary at Bet365. Gentlemen?
Mics are off.
All the mics are off. We just fixed all this before the show. Okay. Take it off. It's late. And we will be right back. We'll be right back. Oilers Nation Everyday, game day against Utah, take two. Let me just catch you up on everything you missed. I made a joke about the government ordering teachers back and if they can do something about Connor McDavid shooting the puck.
It's not a funny matter.
No, it's not funny.
Okay.
But the
It's a
McDavid
very
part of it,
serious
the
matter.
McDavid part of it's the punchline.
I
Yeah,
know,
that
but
was
you,
a punchline.
yeah, I know. But you got political.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
I will bite my tongue.
Sports Closet, alternate jerseys, debuting tonight. Sports Closet has you covered. Check out all the merch. It's very sweet, sportscloset.ca. And then also the show's a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Now we're ready to go with a game day edition of the show. Huh?
Let's get into it.
I'm jacked up.
Are you? A big Tuesday night meeting with the Utah Mammoth?
Don't slander. You guys
I'm
are
not-
slandering our opponents.
That wasn't even slanderous.
I said Montembeau wasn't that good, and they shelled him for 6 goals.
Okay.
I'd say I'm
and then
50-50 on the year.
You're ripped Riddich.
50-50. That's not bad.
Batting
Ripped.
500. Chase could have
Could've
used you
done with that
last night.
last night.
Yeah.
God, talk about that. What? That was just piss poor management.
We'll talk. We can absolutely talk about that. Louie DeBrusk is going to join us in 15 minutes time. We didn't have a show yesterday, so we'll do our weekly hit with Louie today. And then Cole Bagley, he is the digital insider for KSL Sports out in Utah. He is going to swing by at the top of the hour, 1 o'clock. We're going to get an inside look on the Utah Mammoth, a team that is
Hot.
one of the, maybe not the most surprising success story in the league, because there's a couple other teams that have come out of the gates and it's like, whoa, didn't see that coming. But Utah is definitely one of the bigger success stories of the year. They've won 7 in a row, hotter than a firecracker, 8-2 on the season, and first place in a loaded Central Division. They have quality young players. They have a good goalie. They have a strong blue line. They're a really damn good hockey team.
This is their year. They're finalists. Their coming out party. And you know what else they have? A crap ton of draft picks.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about that with Cole.
You want to tell you who's going to be just shooting for the stars at the deadline because they got all the capital required to do anything possible?
So,
Yeah, rebuilds are a lot different nowadays.
Jeff Merrick had Bill Armstrong, the Mammoth GM, on his show yesterday. Very good interview. The Sheet every weekday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And he had Bill Armstrong on. And, like, again, you look, next summer, they're going to have $37.7 million in cap space. If the cap goes up to 107, they'll be north of $40 million in cap space. And you look at the moves they've made recently, like they go get J.J. Peterka, and you're thinking like, oh, surely they had to give up, a big pile of futures for that. Nope. They still have their first rounder this year. They have 3 second rounders this year and 2 third-rounders and 2 fifth-rounders. You go to next year, they have all of their draft picks, including a 4th-rounder from the Oilers. Who is that trade for? A 4th-round pick in 2027? Troy Stecher. That's correct.
What do they give up for Peterka? Kesselring and
Josh Doan.
Who's actually having a good year.
Yeah.
Both. Well, Kesselring hasn't played a game.
He's
yet,
hurt.
has he?
But Doan's playing really well. That's beside the point. The point is Utah's really good. Dylan Guenther is an absolute machine. He is quickly becoming one of the best value contracts in the NHL. JJ Peterka.
And one of the best value future bets in the NHL, if I do say so myself. Plus 700 for 40 goals this season, Jay.
and you hit it?
I have him in our futures draft. And I have it on my thing, yeah.
I tailed you
I
on
wasn't
it.
part of any futures draft.
I don't know. It was fun, though. It was a cool piece of content.
Noted.
Yeah. The punishment is you have to do the milk mile.
What's that?
You got to chug
gallon of milk in a mile, which is 4 laps.
around a track.
You gotta finish the gallon.
But you can walk, drink it?
Yeah.
But no one can finish a gallon of milk.
That's the thing.
He basically has to throw
So
up.
one of you are doing that.
Whoever comes last in our futures draft.
Holy shit. That is way worse than a spray tan.
Disagree. It's over and done with. It doesn't linger. You do it once, you throw up, and you move on
feel
with your
fine
day.
and you look great.
There was a quote from Leon Draisaitl on the Utah Mammoth from Ryan Mashog. He said, obviously a lot of skill, a team that's feeling it right now, but isn't this a time where this isn't the time where it matters to feel that good, right? You got to show it down the stretch. So obviously they've got off to a good start, which helps them, but then it's going to be a good test for us.
Okay.
Interesting quote.
That is a little... And, I mean, hey, it lines up with how the Oilers are playing. They're certainly not feeling good right now, so makes sense. Although Leon had himself a really good birthday game on Sunday.
Holy moly.
He was a factor.
Backhand passes galore.
Oh, geez. Some beautiful ones.
Amazing. Yeah, and then great goal, too. Could have sworn that was offside.
Oh, I was so convinced
so
that one was coming
surprised.
back in person. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last night of our nation vacation on Sunday was great, though. I suppose we
a lot
could
of
do
fun.
a little mini recap of that. We'll get into it more probably later today on ONR with BM.
You jinxed something, but anyways, yeah.
Of course we did. What did we jinx?
Can't say anything.
Why do we do a show?
No.
You don't like my lead. You don't like how I say Utah.
You called. No, it's about the nation vacation. We'll talk about it then.
Let's talk nation vacation.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
What did we jinx?
You said that the rally popcorn job was done when the game wasn't over and won yet.
That's fair. That is fair.
That
That's jumping the
was so
gun.
misplayed. When you did that, I'm like, we're done. We're done. You brought out the rally popcorn. I live bet the comeback. I'm like, yes, you're doing the right thing. This is good juju. We know the rally popcorn works.
Yeah.
And then it worked. I'm like, what?
Well, it got the rally done. We rallied back and tied the game.
We rallied to lose.
To tie the game. Got a point.
Got a point.
Point popcorn.
I'm with Jay on this one.
Yes, thank you.
Point popcorn.
Yeah, it's no. It's you see it to completion, man. I guarantee you. If you didn't do that, the Oilers would have won. Guaranteed.
I'll tell you something. That popcorn was brutal too.
Doesn't matter.
So it tasted even worse now knowing
Well,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have said that if they won.
No, you would not have. I would have said
You
10 out of
totally-
10. Like that Florida popcorn, best I've ever had.
Amazing.
I do get where you're coming from, but again, you know how nation vacations are. You're living in the moment. You're excited.
I mean, I had FOMO. I respect the hell out of it. When you tagged me in the tweet calling the rally popcorn, I'm like, F yeah.
We had a great
And
time,
you just
though.
misexecuted. It was right there.
I know. I actually didn't know he did that. I'm sorry, Jay. If I had known, I would have told him.
Delete the tweet. And what did I reply? Job's not done.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah,
the lesson is respect the rally popcorn.
Our boy Naeem's in the chat. Says, great meeting you. It's great meeting you, Naeem.
Yeah, great meeting you now.
We have a newfound friendship with our boy Naeem.
We do. I actually met him twice. The first time I didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
My bad.
And you know what? And you felt terrible about that.
I actually
It
did felt
kept you
really
up at
bad.
night.
I thought about messaging him after I realized, and I had already apologized on the show, but I just didn't hear what his name was, so I just had this like awkward conversation.
That's because our watch party on Saturday night was rocking.
It
That
was
bar was
busy,
packed.
yeah,
And
Black Frog.
We had a couple of friends from Vancouver, Irf and Jacob.
Jacob came, from Canucks Army.
And they both showed up and were like, I didn't even know this place existed. Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
the nation flag up on the roof. Like,
Yeah, people want that back, Jay. I don't know if there's a way we can figure that out.
we had a lot of
Yeah,
requests.
no, we got to
people
do
are
flags
asking.
again. We got to, Behind the scenes, we are working to bring the love, energy, and attention that merch requires.
That'd be awesome.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, people saw the flag at Black Frog. You've seen,
Of course.
yeah. And
Did you
they
get
were
green onion
craving
cake?
it. Actually, Jay from New Hampshire offered the bartender $200 American to buy the flag off him,
And they said no.
And the bartender said no.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we could sell them at a high price.
That's a lot of money.
Caleb dropped in a super chat. Nation Vacation was great, boys. Fantastic meeting you guys. Hope to make another. And
Hell yeah.
maybe we'll have another
Thanks for
this year.
coming.
Yeah, it was great.
They are a blast.
Not only did we meet obviously great people on the Nation Vacation, but a lot of fans in the arena as well. One gentleman in particular came up to me. Ethan was his name, and also my friend from Paris.
Did you see that story?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I love
So
it.
people who don't know, when I was in Paris a few years ago, the one good thing about the city was that I saw a guy in a
Such an English take.
I saw a guy in a Neil Yakupov like kind of t-shirt, I guess, playing roller hockey, and I took a picture and I posted it. Well, it turns out that guy was at the game the other day, and Tyler called me down from my seat. I thought it was going to be someone else, and I said, if it's this person, I'm going to be pissed. And it wasn't. It was this gentleman, and it was great to see him. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Small world.
Really cool. And then we ended up like drinking with him all night. He
Yeah.
was at Greta. It's awesome. So our after party too, that was a real good after party at
There was
Greta.
also Scott and his wife. I met them in Fort Lauderdale at the Elbow Room.
Oh.
And they came on a Nation Vacation because we met them there.
Oh.
Yeah, but then they had to fly back early yesterday because they both worked on Monday. So they had a 6 a.m. flight from Vancouver and I had to go straight to work.
I think if I piece it together, I know who that is. I remember talking to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember his name, but then I recognize that guy so much. And he's like, we met at the Elbow Room. So that's right.
Great place.
Oodle Noodle winners had a blast.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome. All right. I like this one from Joe in the YouTube chat. My favorite Oilers Nation merch item of all time. Got 99 problems, but a goalie ain't one right after Scriven's 60-day
Oh, yeah.
game.
The other person said
and
was
Victor
Austin Hockey.
Spass was the backup, and whenever he went in,
Yeah.
he was okay.
He was the problem.
Yeah, Austin Hockey was
Austin
great.
Hockey was I guess people were saying he was posting some stuff saying how much fun it was, and he went alone.
Yeah, he was a solo on the trip,
yeah.
which is cool.
Well, you're never alone on a Nation Vacation.
Never alone.
No, that's the cool part about it. All right, let's get to a little game preview here. Speaking of our friends at Greta, game preview brought to you by Greta. We were at the YVR location.
Huge spot.
YVR.
It's awesome, eh?
Yeah,
it's a
different kind of
massive bar.
football game too.
The football game there was so much fun
Yeah.
because it had a timing element to it, and it was like a more futuristic version of it. I couldn't walk away from it. I had a great time. At one point, I just went over there by myself, and I had a game card, and I got 2 drinks, and I put them on the side, and I was like, I'm just going to grind here for a little bit, and I just kept tapping the card and going. But anyways, arcade bar street food. Shout out to our friends at Greta. Lineup preview for tonight, boys. The Oilers are going 11-7, huh?
We're back.
Hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're back.
That's a good take.
I don't fully understand it.
I'm intrigued by it. For
Why?
one,
Okay, you go first then if you're intrigued by it.
I'm intrigued by the player that was scratched. I thought Curtis Lazar played a pretty decent game the other day, and I thought that third line of him, Frederick, and Henrique were quite effective. And when you look at the box scores, they each played around 12 to 13 minutes at 5-on-5. Lazar was on the penalty kill. I know he's only played 2 games. I thought he was pretty solid. I'm surprised to come out, especially when you consider Howard, Savoy, and Tomasek. They played as a trio, finished -1 tonight, and all played sub. I think it was 8-7 minutes, something like that. Tomasek was a team low at 5-on-5 at 6 minutes 40. We talked about it pregame. He's basically in the team to play in the power play currently.
Which really makes you think what happens when Hyman's back, potentially Thursday.
Potentially on Thursday, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I shouldn't say that, actually. Probably won't be till the weekend. They said November 1.
November
Thursday's
1,
not
yeah.
November 1.
No, that'd be October 30th.
This Saturday.
So, thank you.
I'm glad Savoy isn't with Howard and Tomasek again, because I thought that line got caved.
But who's going to play with who? Like, it's just going to be a mishmash of combinations.
Which maybe that's a way to get other guys going. I thought McDavid, Mangiapane, and Nuge. Mangiapane, best game I've seen him play with McDavid. I thought he was very effective at playing, like having a high work ethic and trying to win some pucks. He obviously drew the power play right at the end of the game as well. So I thought he did a good job. Roslovic, best we've seen him play.
Nice shot.
It was a very interesting game against Vancouver because I thought the forwards played okay for the majority of it. But it was like kind of blue line mistakes, I guess, that led to the goals against, if I'm remembering correctly. Regula's also not in.
No. So Gregor was speculating Regula, but Kris Knoblauch talking after the game did say it's going to be Troy Stetcher coming in as the 7th defenseman. So Regula not quite ready to be activated off the injured reserve. And then the forward lines, I mean, again, who knows what we actually see in terms of trios and how regular these lines actually play together, but it is going to be McDavid, Mangiapane, and Nuge. Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Roslovic. Yes, Jay, you talked about it. Rocket of a shot. It's the moments, we talked about this on postgame, actually, Aaron. That's why you want a guy like Roslovic and why you fill your lineup with players like Roslovic, even if he's going to be quiet for a few games, even if he's going to be quiet for the bulk of a game, one-shot scorer, right? He changed the complexion of that game because he got a good look in the offensive zone and he buried it.
He sure did.
Third line, Henrique with Frederick and Savoy, and then Howard with Tomasic. Again, I don't know who's going to play with Howard and Tomasic. They might play that. Those two might play like 4 minutes at 5-on-5.
Yeah. That doesn't help the team.
No, it doesn't. That's why 11 and 7 confuses me.
Or maybe they know Tomasic isn't a center and they need another centerman to go down there.
Yeah, it has to be it.
I would think so.
That has to be it.
He's just not. I don't know why they keep doing that to him.
Yeah.
He's
Howard
like
sometimes looks okay, hey? Sometimes?
Yeah, I think he's been a little bit better.
You see the player in him.
Sometimes.
And he's not quite as well-rounded, and this maybe isn't the right word, but like he's not quite as polished, I feel like, as Matt Savoy, even though Howard has actually scored. You see the blemishes in his game a bit more than you see with Savoy's.
Yes.
But you can definitely see why Howard has upside.
Yes.
And like I know we disagree on this right now, Liam, but like when I watch Howard, I see a guy and go, okay, one day he might be a 25-30 goal guy.
No, I agree.
I think Savoy is, when I watch him, this is where we disagree. I watch Savoy, I'm like, hey, he's like a 20 to 25 goal guy in his best seasons. But when you watch Howard, you can see that he's got the Jack Roslovic kind of one-shot scorer kind of piece to his game that I don't quite see with Savoy, even though if you, gun to my head, said which one's more likely to play 1,000 games in the NHL, I pick Savoy. Does that weird little bit of analysis make sense?
Yep, it does make sense.
Who are we? I'm just looking at this roster and I'm like, hey, 12 months ago, like, you saw that roster and you see this roster. It's like, who are we?
Okay, but you have, like, Hyman's obviously not playing.
Understood.
I think even, like, a Kapanen coming into the lineup makes this lineup look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, Mark.
Which is, like, crazy to say. Last year, crazy to say.
If Kapanen's my fourth line right winger, I think that's a good thing. Because either way, I think he would be, right? Like, that's the thing. That's why I'm just not, like, too worried about it. It seems like they've had the start of their season in terms of health has been very much how it ended last season, where it's like every game they seem to be losing somebody. Like, didn't Wallman get banged up against Seattle? Like, he blocked a shot and it looked pretty damaging on him. Mm-hmm. So that's one side of it. We'll see. Like, even the blue line, like, I know that top four looks like it's what it's supposed to be. But they're very high on Regula, and he's played, 2 or 3 games, something like that. Like, I'm curious to see, like, how he can play into this a little bit. Like, that's why I just have no worries. Like, yes, Utah is having a great start to the season, and credit to them. I think they've won 7 of the last 8 or whatever it is. I think they actually started under 500. I think they were 1 and 2 to start the year. Where it's like the Draisaitl said, it's like, okay, well, you're not maintaining that. They're going to go through their lull at a certain other time of the season, and the others might be on their high at that point.
Yeah,
the Pittsburgh Penguins are second in the division.
And Nathan says it, and I agree with it. We're not judging until Hyman returns.
I'm not judging until...
Oh, no, you're not judging, but still, like, I'm just looking at this, and I'm like, whoa.
It's very hard to, like, get up for this team right now. And like,
they're not playing inspiring hockey right now either, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Flashes of brilliance here and there, but it's like, there's no buzz.
There's no buzz, which is, again, why I wouldn't mind if they would have just said, like, hey, Savoy's going to play with McDavid. We're giving him 3 games. Like, give him a legit sample size because maybe there'd be a chance to, like, get excited for some progress there. I think, again, identity, I think it's fair to say right now there isn't a real good identity with this team. But
Parker says in the chat, Parker Harrison, never seen your comment before. Thank you for
welcome,
your comment.
Parker.
When Hyman comes back, who comes out?
Tomasic.
I think it's Tomasic. And I think when Kapanen comes up, or Mark, whoever it is, I think they might send Howard down.
Yeah, I think they might too.
They could use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go light up the A.
And again, like, he's played decent. He's shown moments, like we said, but, like,
he's got to refine his overall game.
Yeah, let him go score 20 goals down there.
Get those boots working.
All right, let's get out to, is our guest here? Okay, so we're still waiting on Louie for a little bit. That's fine. Skinner versus Vejmelka between the pipes. Liam, do you want to do your Carol Vejmelka preview for us?
Let's take a look, Reese.
You're going to love this, Jay.
Well, let's do the one with the dots on the ice to start with, if you don't mind.
So Liam's goalie previews feature a couple of things. Where to shoot on the goalie.
Yeah.
And then also the dots on the ice.
Yeah, we can just flow through them. I'll give you a rundown because it's more of like, these are positions on the ice that they have been scoring in.
Yep.
So a lot of shots there. Obviously, the red ones are the ones that go in, and this gives you an idea on percentage of things. So watching through a lot of the goals, one thing that I noticed about Vejmelka was a lot of the goals that he was having against, a lot of passing. Mm-hmm. It's not even about getting him moving. It's that he doesn't really move. So he kind of he seems like he locks in on the passer and then gets kind of caught in the traffic of it and doesn't quite track the puck as well as maybe other goalies would. And that's the way you kind of beat him. And you got to play with a lot of speed, especially against a young Utah team as well. But it seems to throw off their goalie a little bit. If we can get the goals one, where the goals are actually going in
on Ingram. And we did this with
Vejmelka.
Or sorry,
Ingram plays for us now.
Ingram plays for us.
Yeah, so there you go.
There you go.
Again, no one's shooting top right ear yet, but maybe we'll get that tonight. 50% on the left side of his ear.
Where are you going? Left ear.
Left ear. Got to go high glove on him and high blocker as well. Nothing through the middle of his chest either. 100% in the chest, 28 for 28.
He's a righty catcher?
Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, his glove
So low
hand
blocker,
seems to be
Nuge,
the,
opposite side.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? 83%. Where's the most goals going here?
Low blocker.
Low. No. Oh, yeah. Block aside, both of them.
Low blocker's tough to save.
And if you're maybe watching this breakdown and being like, what do these guys know about any of this? It is worth noting. You highlighted Thatcher Demko's glove hand side as a weakness. And when we looked at these numbers, it was his glove hand side. Leon Draisaitl beat him glove side. So the analysis works.
There you go. Do you have the other one, Reese, of the goal posts, like the front on goals? You can kind of see.
The dots don't lie.
The dots don't lie.
Leon Draisaitl beat him both times glove side, by the way.
So there you go. You can kind of see there if you're watching on podcast where shots are.
So, again, maybe a chance. Get him moving, I think, and keep it just above the pads, but low.
Yeah, I was going to get up the video, but
left ear.
I didn't want to get
or his right ear.
Again.
Yeah, try to test that right ear.
Yeah, see if you can get it by his head.
Stage left ear.
Worked on Olmark.
Yeah.
Got a 2 points there.
All right, there you go. That is our breakdown of Carol Vejmelka.
A 905 this season to start. So, good goalie.
How's Stu? What's his percentage right now?
907?
Yep.
I mean, I'll take it.
I'll take it. I bet
that's
Matt
win,
Larkin.
baby.
Oh, sorry, he's 903. I bet Matt Larkin he'd be 909 or better this year, so needs Stu to put together a couple good ones for me.
What's the punishment for that one?
Next time we're on the road, the loser's got to cover the bar tab. So, I mean, it's probably not that much, probably just a couple of beers, but
Yeah.
I make stupid bets, yes.
We've gone through this.
Do you document them all?
The fake 10.
I got 2 going this year. I have the Larkin
the
one.
Johnny
then
one.
Johnny Lazarus bet me $100 that the Kings would finish ahead of the Oilers. And then 10 days ago, he texted me and was like, I'm conceding the bet. You're going to win it. And then he texted us the other day and was shit-talking me about it.
I know.
So he's a bit of a flip-flopper.
Johnny he's a great guy. Good at what he does.
Yep.
Little flighty.
Little
flighty.
The other one that he did, it wasn't a bet, but it was. You said the chat couldn't talk about trading for a goalie until Skinner was below a 920.
Yeah.
It literally took one game for him to fall lower than
And
that.
we can talk about it again.
Oh, okay.
But I was just
But
annoyed
like,
that Skinner was coming off like a couple of really good games and people were like, trade him? And it's like, what? No.
Yeah,
now that he's
trading
back at
wasn't-
903, I'm saying you're allowed to. I'm not going to partake, but you're at least allowed to. You have my
For now.
blessing.
You'll
Yeah.
never partake. That's your problem in that debate.
I wouldn't say never. Never say never, Jay.
Okay. Noted.
I wanted to talk a little bit while we wait for our guy Louie to pop in about Connor McDavid and shooting the puck. There was a good article up at Oilersnation.com about it right now that our friend at Golden Hockey wrote, and the title was Connor McDavid's not following through on his plan to shoot the puck more. So I went and dug up some of the numbers behind this, courtesy of our friends at Natural Stat Trick. And just taking a peek at this. So these are the last 5 years, and McDavid's shots per 60 at 5-on-5, shots per 60 on the power play, and then shot attempts per 60 at all strengths. And then I put goals on there as well, so you could kind of see the correlation. And I know it sounds very obvious to be like, hey, if you shoot the puck more, you will score. But what's irritating about this is that, one, McDavid is not shooting the puck as much as he usually does. The shots per 60 at 5-on-5, lower than they've been in any of the last 5 years. On the power play, lower than they've been in any of the last 5 years. And it's not even like he's attempting them. It's not even like he's ripping them, but they're getting blocked or going wide. He is not even trying to shoot the puck. That 12.98 number being significantly lower. Like the shots and all that, like that's a marginal difference. The shot attempts is what's really, really concerning to me.
Is 22-23 the 63?
Yeah, 2.09 goals per 60. That's a high number. That is an elite goal scoring number. And it came at a year where, look at what the biggest balloon is in all of those attempts. It was the power play. He was shooting the puck so much more on the power play, and that was the year the Oilers were setting records with the man advantage. Yeah. And it's very easy to kind of connect the dots as an outside observer and be like, okay, when Connor shot the puck more, other areas of the power play started opening up. Bush bombs were going off like crazy that year. Draisaitl in his office. Nuge had a 100-point season basically on the back of what they did on the power play. So
it's like Draisaitl in his office is the only option.
It feels like that right now.
Yeah.
And it feels like Connor only has interest in setting that up.
Half the shots. Like you don't have Hyman in front of the net, so you can't do much there. Yeah. And Tomsik's trying his best. Wow. Half the shots from his 60-goal year on the power play. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And to be attempting that few at all strengths is really concerning. And like, listen, the tying goal last game was one of those where Connor has it and you're sitting there in your seat going, shoot, shoot, shoot. He passes it, it goes in. You're like, all right, yes, he's Connor McDavid. Like, sure. But there are still way too many times he is in the middle of the ice and he is not just letting it fly. And it's frustrating. Like you see people on Twitter pulling up old highlights, and it's funny to use the term old highlights with Connor McDavid, but from 2-3 years ago, where he'd come in 1-on-2 with a couple of defensemen, pull it back and just zing it past the goalie.
Yeah. He's trying to create the tap-in.
It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. And I really hope this changes soon.
You even think to the overtime goal against Calgary from a few years, like overtime goal in the playoffs. Middle of the ice just rips a puck. The overtime goal in the Four Nations. Like, why don't you see that all the time? It feels like he loves to just pass it outside. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not even just a McDavid issue either. Like there are there's a bunch of players on this team who get it down Main Street and are like, all right, how can I kick it out to the side?
Put Coles in.
Oh yeah.
Like they're trying to play it like it's an NBA offense where you're trying to get it to the 3-point line.
Corner threes.
And corner threes. And it's like, man, it's so hard to get the puck in the middle of the ice. Like we saw last year in the Cup final against Florida. They could not penetrate to the middle at all.
And now I'm starting to think if that's just what they wanted to do. Because they don't even do that right now. If you're not doing it in game 10 of the season or whatever, or that, like, is that their strategy? Is like, because they love to do this.
To play perimeter?
It sure seems like it. This is what they love to do. If everyone can see my laptop here. Come down the middle of the ice. Bop it out to the guy. Then the guy drives the net. And then they try to put it in. But the guy who's driving the net doesn't go hard enough to the net to do anything. He just goes there because he's told to. He goes there with no purpose at all. It's just ridiculous. Hyman is, God, I just think sometimes, like, Podkolzin, you're one of the biggest guys on the ice, the strongest guys on the ice. Crash that goalie, cause a bit of chaos, like force them to do something. Maybe you can even like draw a penalty on the hold or something, but it's like you're just going in, stick on the ice, and like it'd be like me playing men's league, like just trying to skate in there because I can't stop. Like it's ridiculous.
We got a couple comments here I want to get to. By the way, YouTube chat brought to you by our friends at Odd Company Brewing and the Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day but for every day. Nathan says that's why I like the Iceman. I cowered. He's never met a shot he didn't like. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm totally fine if Howard goes down to Bakersfield at some point. But with the flashes we've seen, I'd be totally fine if they gave him 3 games on Draisaitl's wing or 3 games on McDavid's wing. Like, I don't know. I just want something to stick. And if you want to reward a guy like Ike Howard or send the message out like, hey, this guy is shooting the puck so he gets minutes with skill guys, I think that'd be a totally fine thing for Kris Knoblauch to do. Mm-hmm. Lance says they're just playing gentleman hockey. Yeah, I mean, I do think that's part of it.
You know who doesn't play gentleman hockey? Kiefer Sherwood.
And he scored a lot.
3 goals. One of them is disallowed.
And it was offside, but like, he still it had nothing to do with him scoring the goal.
Yeah,
Oilers just got lucky.
Mitchell's in, as I said it. We need Kiefer Sherwood on this team.
Yeah.
Totally. That guy is a game changer.
We need energy.
Yeah,
we have zero spark right now. Zero jam.
And again, that's why
zero sex. We can't do anything sexy.
Nothing sexy. No sex.
There's no sex. No jam.
No sex after a
loss.
No
buzz.
No identity.
No identity.
And that's why I liked that third line last game of Lazar, Henrique, and Frederick. Like, they were banging a bit of bodies. They were working hard. And I think you saw it after the Oilers tied the game. They were the line that went out there.
Yeah.
And then it was just taken out. Like, I just don't understand that idea.
There was that one moment of Frederick hit, Emberson hit.
Yeah, that was
and I'm
great.
Like, let's go.
Finally.
This is the spark. This was going to lift the team. We're going to continue that. And then...
There you go. It's team high from Frederick last game. 8 hits in 14 minutes, 17 shifts. Lazar had 2, and Frederick didn't have any. But as a trio, that
hits?
They had 10 hits as a trio.
Oh, but Frederick had a hit.
He had 8.
Oh, 8.
Henrique.
Henrique.
The team itself had 19. That line produced 10. Frederick 8.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like that should be a team that's struggling. Like Jay mentioned, like they have no identity.
Yeah.
And Lazar's not a game-changing player by any means, but he came in and showed you something. And now he's out of the lineup.
Yeah.
That trio, by the way, at 5-on-5, actually played 10-54 together. It was so funny to see. Again, Kris Knoblauch kept his lines together for the most part last game, which was like crazy.
Yeah.
But
and
that
kind of worked.
That trio didn't have like great metrics by any means, but what I did like, out of the 10 shot attempts that the Canucks had with those 3 on the ice, 5 of them got blocked. Like, even if they were getting caved in or whatever, they're selling out, they're playing physically. Like, there was a bit of an identity to that line. And again, it lasts one game and they break it up. They take Lazar out of the lineup. I mean, you know me and my stance on Noah Philp. I really don't understand what this guy's got to do to get consistent minutes in the NHL, because by my glance, he's been passing every test that they've thrown at him. But anyways.
Ava puts in the chat, the Oilers power play is saving them. I think.
Are they?
I mean,
Well,
they were
they did,
50%.
yeah.
Big goal last game, yeah.
But so did Vancouver.
And Montreal, last game.
Montreal, yeah. Well, that was the refs.
Yeah. But again, I mean,
Well, the refs gave them the power play. They scored on the power
They
play.
did. And then Montreal
Finally,
played like
after they got like 9 of them.
melted butter.
to tag on to Avi's point, though, the Oilers' power play is saving them. How many times are there during a cold streak for the Oilers where we go, power play 1 over 3. If it goes 1 for 3, you get a point. Like, I get it, but also part of the Oilers' identity is if you give them power plays, they will burn you. So, like, I'm never going to discredit the Oilers for scoring lots on the power play, because as we see in the playoffs, that can be a game changer.
Well, what's our PP percentage right now?
PP percentage right now, it is pretty good. Don't think it's quite top of the league. I'm double checking here. Power play, they're 5th in the league.
5th? Okay.
31%.
31. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
It's a good number.
it's moved like since last week, like since before that Montreal game. It's moved.
PP is, there you go. And PK is 80%, sorry, which is 13th in the league. So not bad. 50, but what's that on combined, whatever, like probably 10th in the league, something like that?
Yeah.
As a duo? I don't know. It's not bad. The problem is there when it says 2.9 goals per game at 21%, at 21st in the NHL, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Even your goals against is average.
Yeah, we can't score.
Can't score goals.
No.
So maybe their power play is saving them.
But again, that's fine. Like,
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a long season. There'll be ebbs and flows. There will be stretches where their power play goes cold, and hopefully in those stretches, the 5-on-5 scoring wakes up a little bit. And like, again, that's how good teams, or I should say great regular season teams operate. It's not like they just go pedal to the floor and exact same style of game and win 50 times. Like, you're going to need to find ways to win in different ways. So,
Pete puts in missing Kane and Perry. I think you should replace Kane with Brown
yep.
and show Connor Brown a bit more respect, because they played a full season without Vander Kane.
So we've played Kane twice now. He's been noticeable. He's been a factor.
Just Oilers 5-on-5 goals per 60. They're like 4th last in the NHL when you break it down to just the 5-on-5 metric. Shots per 60 at 5-on-5. They're 14th in the NHL. Scoring chances 4 per 60. They are still down at 29th. So again, that just speaks to they're getting pucks to the outside and shooting from the outside. And they're passing up these opportunities in the middle. And I guarantee you, if they stop passing up the opportunities in the middle, that scoring chances number, that'll shoot up. The goals number, that'll shoot up. You'll start to hear a lot more goal horns at Rogers Place if that happens, which is
You know
also
it's
a good
coming.
thing.
Like, that's the whole thing. Like, we're in a moment of time where they're just so disconnected.
Slumping.
And long road trip. This team's usually better at home than on the road. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird, clunky feeling start to the year. Quickly, our friend Louie DeBrusk obviously did not forget about us. His meeting with Kris Knoblauch is going long. So he's going to join.
What a flex.
Yeah, I know. He texted me. He apologized, said coach was running late. And I said, Louie, You stay with Coach. He's obviously more important than us. He said he'll join us in about 5-10 minutes here. So Louie will be up right away. But in the meantime, why don't we get out to our Bet365 Game Day Betting Challenge. Flip the order a little bit here. Shout out to our friends at Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Before we get to our picks for tonight's game, we do have to flex a little bit. That our parlay hit, boys. Let's go. NFL Parlay, our weekly Sunday parlay cashed, which means we are now up 5.3 units on the season with a record of 2-6.
Nice.
Every week, we each pick one team against the spread and bet them.
Cool.
So it usually works out at about plus 600. So the thinking was you only actually need to hit like one out of every 4 or 5 times, and you're making money. And we're making money, boys. We're profitable. We're up on the year. We had Tampa, Buffalo, and New England as our 3 teams, and they all covered. So on that note,
how about that Supermax bet one you put in the group chat?
Just fell apart immediately. The Atlanta Falcons looked like a great spot. Yeah, they were
Kirkle.
Yeah, they got smoked.
Bijan was brutal. Anyways,
tonight for Edmonton and Utah, do we have our what's the standings like, Liam?
Jay here's bet last game.
Oh, you did? What do you have?
Power play
Nuge
point.
power play point.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
on the board, baby.
yeah, so we're doing okay. Me and you both lost. I think you might be last now, Tyler. In the tan bowl.
Could use the tanning.
Oh, that's a little bit worrisome. So let's get to our picks for tonight. I will go first. It is a homecoming of sorts for Dylan Gunther. We talked about him earlier. We are big fans of this young man's game. He has hit 3+ shots in 4 straight games, including the last 2 games where he's gone 4 shots and 5 shots. And, a guy coming to play in front of his friends and family, he'll want to rip some pucks. So I like the narrative play with Gunther, and the numbers actually back it up perfectly fine as well. McDavid has hit this, but barely hit it in 3 of his last 4. Again, Connor, I'm begging you. This is a manifesting play. If I put my money behind it, it might happen. McDavid, 3+ shots on goal. Please. Plus 180 on the parlay. Liam.
Yeah, I don't like my bet. I just didn't know what to do. So
I know, it was so hard.
It was so hard. Because
No vibes.
I don't trust anyone to score points.
I don't trust the Oilers to win tonight.
I don't trust them to win. So I did Nuge, Draisaitl, and Bouchard all to get 2+ shots for plus 130. Which, again, feels like way too many legs for a bet that's only 130. But, again, I didn't know what to do. I almost did what Jay just did the other day with the power play point for Nuge, but...
Power play on home ice is usually good. Bouchard didn't have a shot last game, so I like that you're including him in this because he rarely ever goes back-to-back games without that.
I'm also convinced this team's just a bad road team. I think home's where they belong.
Yeah.
And we've seen them at home 3
where the
times
heart
this
is.
season. It is where the heart is.
Draisaitl's hit this, by the way, in 4 straight. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has hit this in back-to-back, but before that, he'd missed it in 3 in a row. So
Wow.
there's some numbers
He's playing
behind
next to McDavid, though, and he
Yeah.
doesn't shoot.
All right.
I
Jay?
kind of regret mine because he kind of hurt himself.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but
But hey, you never know.
I just couldn't resonate with anything.
No, I was
So if there's one thing we can
lucky
do, whether we do and can do, is we can block shots.
We give up a lot of them.
Exactly. So Wallman, plus 140 to block 2.5.
Oh, I like this one. First off, like that bet, plus 140. Wallman, you're right. Little banged up maybe, but I still
Banged
think
up
he's gonna
from
be
blocking shots.
He's still going to be blocking shots.
He did, Tony Snow.
He was? Okay.
Because he was playing back home. I'm just joking.
I really don't want to have that conversation, but
He needs to be better.
yeah, he does. There's our bets for Bet365. He does. And again, this is part of the reason why we both said you probably don't need to be in a rush to extend him. But I'm also not going to sit here and be too critical of it because it might just be 2 or 3 bad games. And he had a couple of
totally.
really good games to start the year. So
He did.
it's been a little up and down for Ekholm. I'm willing to give him some time here. Don't.
But we're all willing to throw daggers through Bouchard every time he makes a
Whenever he
mistake.
has a bad game, you hear about it. With Ekholm, you got to cut him slack. He's the Viking.
He's an old man. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Live up to his contract?
Can't just throw jabs like that either. though.
I'm just throwing jabs at what everyone says about Bouchard when he
Yeah.
makes a mistake.
You're right. It is frustrating. He got walked on
did
that
get
goal.
walked.
Like, holy.
I also don't think he was like that horrendous. That one just made it look
it's just
awful for
again,
him.
35 plus defenseman like that usually takes some amount of a step back at that age.
But again, if that's Bouchard on Nurse Everyone's talking about it.
Oh, and it's getting posted by every Twitter
Everyone.
aggregate account being like, look
McCall
at
would never do this. Hughes would never do this. Carlson would never do this.
He's good. All right.
When you make their money, you're on the same.
Did you see McCall's mistake the other day? Shut it right up that guy's
damn
bum.
near scored on himself.
When Hughes didn't even play the other day. He'd see he went to full. No, I don't even know if that was real, so I won't say it.
Yeah, it might have been AI, Liam.
It could have been. Oh, you can never be too sure nowadays. You see that one of that boat getting eaten by the whale?
A boat getting eaten by a whale?
I'm not sure.
That is one of those that wouldn't fool me. I'd be pretty confident that a boat.
Hey, there's some big whales out there, bro.
Yeah.
Sure.
Big old whales.
Naeem, the pass Bouchard made last game was insane.
That was unbelievable.
Okay, the other part, which leads nicely into our next guest.
Okay.
He got crushed by Jake DeBrusk, I'm pretty sure it was, on that play. Nurse tried to fight DeBrusk, and so did Bouchard. Neither of them obviously ended up doing it. Bouchard comes around, gets the puck, whips it up to Draisaitl, gets an assist. Stay composed, folks.
It was a great play by Bouch. All right, let's get out to our first guest of the day. Louie DeBrusk is brought to you by Oodle Noodle, where you can take advantage of the value menu deal and add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons to your order for just $2. Any signature or premium box, takeout only. So head to oodlenoodle.ca to not only find a location near you, but get your order in today as we welcome in Louie DeBrusk from his truck studio. Louie, appreciate you making some time for us here on a busy game day. You were just catching up with Kris Knoblauch. What are your thoughts on the 11-7 here?
Yeah, you know what? I think he's done it before. He said, you know what, listen, I've done this in the past. Right now is just a good time to get a little different mix in the lineup. And it really does allow him to concentrate on the top 3 lines, right? It allows him to really kind of roll 3 lines, and he's just trying to find some chemistry and some connections. It also allows him to elevate guys if they're playing well, but also put an extra guy on a shift after a penalty kill or a power play to get some extra time with the double, the 2 players on the 4th line. So it gives him a little more flexibility, I feel, is what he was saying, to kind of look at what's happening in the game. There's been a lot of mixing and matching. Let's just say it right away. It seems like, you know, this year, more than any year I've seen with the Oilers, there's been a lot of mixing and matching in the games, but I do think that the play of the team dictates that so much. If the team isn't rolling, he feels it's just not getting the results they want, they're not getting the traction in the game they want, then he's never been afraid to shuffle things up, and it seems to have happened a lot this year. And that was one of the messages that he was preaching this morning, was we need a more consistent 60-minute effort, not just 1 period or 2. We need to come into a game where we're focused for the entire game.
From the last game, obviously they changed up the D pairings, which we haven't really seen for a long time, to be honest. But I thought the Bouchard and Nurse pairing actually played pretty solid, which was somewhat surprising. They've been 2 players who have been rather chaotic this season, but together they seem to be okay. I'm just looking right now. They outshot their opponents at 5-5, 11-3.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Those are awesome numbers. Well, and I agree with you, Liam. I think they should be able to play well together. I mean, these are, you know, two defensemen that have played some amazing hockey in their careers. Darnell Nurse is a veteran guy. He's been around for a long time, over a decade. So, you know, Bouchard's younger, hasn't been in the league as much, but same thing. He's played some extreme hockey in extreme situations, and he's excelled in those situations. So both of them have the ability to be excellent defensemen, great defensemen. So I don't see why it wouldn't work, and I think with the shuffling, sometimes it's a reminder that things just aren't going that well. I mean, the Ekholm-Bouchard pairing, we talked about it at length. They just wasn't going at the start of the year. There wasn't a connection there. It seemed like every mistake they made ended up in the back of the net or a really good chance, and sometimes you have those stretches where it just doesn't go very well. So you kind of felt that for Kris Knoblauch, he was going to switch some things up. He tried it a little bit. He started last game with it. Seattle, it started. He started with it, start of the game versus Vancouver, and I think this is something he wants to see if he can kind of iron out, because let's face it, guys, I mean, we can talk about goal scoring, we can talk about offense. Right now, I think it's about batting down the hatches. For me, I think it's about play a stingier game, wait for your opportunities the right way, like we've seen this team do so many times, and why they're such a difficult team to play against, especially once they get into midseason form and in the playoffs. They don't give you a lot. And even if you go back to the first round last year against the Los Angeles Kings, I mean, I don't know what the outnumbered rushes were after a couple of games, but it was mega lopsided in the Los Angeles Kings' favor. they dialed it in. They found a way to tighten things up, figure things out, and win that series. Should they have won it? You can argue that all you want, but this is a team that knows how to win when they're on the line. They haven't quite gotten there yet, but I, again, really did like their third period against Vancouver. I mean, overtime's always overtime. You never know what's going to happen in overtime, and credit Vancouver for winning that game. Sherwood had a terrific game. But in the third period, they could have easily scored a couple more in that period. I think that they started to roll. They started to get going. And I always say this, you try and carry that mentality, not necessarily the momentum, but the mentality into this game. You have to play shift to shift.
Just to kind of follow up on something you said earlier on in that answer there about like they got to batten down the hatches and play good defensively. And, you know, the rest, with a team that talented, you'd like to think maybe the rest can kind of sort itself out. But what's also frustrating is this team's just not shooting the puck. And I went through some of the numbers earlier. Like Connor McDavid is not even attempting shots close to the rate he did in any of the last 4 seasons. Like, there seems to be a problem with this team. They get the puck in the middle of the ice, and the line I used is like they want to play like an NBA offense. They want to kick it to the outside for like shots from distance. It's frustrating that this team's passing up on some good opportunities offensively.
Yeah, I feel like a broken record saying it on the telecast too. I see it. I think everybody sees it. You know, it's, you know, only they can figure it out though, right? You know, we can talk about it all we want. We can suggest it. The coaches talk about it. The coaches have made mention to it that they have to get a little more selfish. The players themselves, I mean, Connor, Leon, to a man, they say, listen, we need to kind of start generating some offense here. We need to start getting the puck on the net. I think it's something that can become a habit with a team though. And, you know, trying to be too creative, too perfect. And I think sometimes too, Ty, when you get up against a hot goaltender early, you start to think that you have to make the perfect shot to beat him. You know, in your mind, it starts to play tricks on you. You come out, you get 10, 12 shots in the period, 4 or 5 really great opportunities. A goaltender stands on his head and makes the saves. And you start to say to yourself, wow, maybe we need to make it more difficult by moving the puck around a little bit more. I believe you need to make it more difficult by creating chaos in front of them. The way you create chaos is by getting shots to the net, recovering pucks, getting second and third opportunities. That's where people start to lose their coverage in front of the net. That's where you get opportunities to score. But that's easier said than done. It's certainly easy from the press box looking down that, hey, that was a grade A chance. Why didn't you take that puck to the net right there? Happens a lot faster on the ice, and I do think they're being a little too selective, and I think they can get a little more committed to getting pucks to the net, like you're saying, Ty. And what that does, now from a forward's perspective and from a fourth line grinder's perspective, I can tell you this: when the shots are coming to the net on a regular basis, and that's the attitude and the identity of the team, you get it. You have people in front of the net all the time. How many times have we seen this year where a puck gets thrown into the net, goaltender stops and says, "Thank you very much, turnover, we'll get a face-off"? It's happened a lot. It's happened a lot because you don't know when the shot's coming. The timing is a little bit off in that regard too. So when they say they're a little bit out of sync and disconnected, it's not always in the passing, and it's sometimes in the shot selection and the timing of the shot as well. And I think that when you know the puck's coming, I will say this: if you look at the last few games that this team has played, definitely notice it in Detroit. The one goal, they had 2 players in front of Stuart Skinner, and the defensemen were in front of them, and it went right through everybody. Okay. Seattle did it, coverage in front of the net, standing in front of the goaltender. Vancouver did it, coverage in front of the net, overtime winner. Kiefer Sherwood, thank you very much. I'll just tip this puck down to the net. No chance on that one. It's always an option when you have somebody in front of the net to shoot the puck. Now, they're going to say, well, we want to manufacture our offense this way and move the puck and cycle and all that. I don't care. When the shot comes, there has to be somebody in front. So number one, if you give him a target in front, and that's where Zach Hyman comes in so much, he's always in front of the net. So if you were to look at the stats, and I know I'm not a huge stats guy, I love stats for certain things, this would be one of them. I'll bet you when he's on the ice, the puck gets to the net more often because he's in front of the net all the time. He's always there. So when you look up and see a guy stand in front of the net, you shoot the puck. So there's a combination there and there's a disconnection there, but it definitely needs to be better. And I think that's something, again, 10 games into the season, they're going to evaluate all this. They're going to look at it and say, hey, let's make this a little easier on ourselves. Let's get some greasy, gritty goals here.
Sorry, I know this is a team that's gone to the Cup Finals 2 years in a row, and like the hangover, you know, it's a thing. But Louie, where's the jam? Where is it?
Yeah, and lots of jam. I like jam. I agree. Again, well, spicy tuna's in the lineup tonight for the Utah Mammoth. So you know what? Spicy tuna's going to be stirring the pot a little bit, and that's what he goes in there and does. So you wonder if maybe he gets something going. Listen, my old job, a fighter. You know, they haven't had a fight yet this season. And I'm not saying that makes you a tough team. Okay, that just makes you a team that gets involved and ruffles feathers. And I don't think we've seen enough of that. We've talked about it. I thought there was a little bit of it in the Vancouver game, but still not as much as you would think. The engagement, right? When you're not feeling it, when you're still trying to get yourself into the season, it's one of those things that comes late as well. I think just like the fine tuning of the skills, I think that engagement comes. And listen, it's the makeup of the team too. I'll be honest. This isn't a team that when I look down the lineup, I mean, if I'm coming in to play the Edmonton Oilers, I mean, there's a few guys you have to definitely be aware of because they're big, strong guys and they're not afraid to drop the gloves, but it's not like they're going out looking for it, right? It's not like I'm going to sit here and go, I'm 100% going to get in a scrap tonight. If there's a fight tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of their guys initiating. They got a couple guys, Lawson Krause, McBain, now with Spicy Tuna in there, Liam O'Brien being in there. There's some guys, Cole in the back end. They've got some big guys, veteran guys that aren't afraid to play physical. And I think Torini has put in O'Brien again because he looks at Edmonton and says, hey, they got some big guys too. We got to make sure that we protect our skilled players. So they're going to come in there with an attitude to play a physical, hard game. I think it can definitely be more from Edmonton's side, though. I think Edmonton can start to push around a little bit, get a little more motivated. Doesn't have to result in a fighting major, but I think they kind of go hand in hand. I really do. I think they do. I think teams that are willing to fight for each other are harder teams to play against. Simple as that.
I want to ask you one more before we let you go, and this is a selfish one because I consider myself the president of the Noah Philp fan club. Why can't he stay in the lineup? Like, what am I not seeing with this player that isn't allowed? Like, I watch him every game, and I think he's good. I think he pushes the puck in the right direction. Why don't they want to keep him in? Is he just a victim of this team having depth?
I think so. And I think it's also wanting to give other guys opportunities, get guys in the lineup. There's been a lot of mixing and matching. I'm kind of with you, Ty. I think that what he's done well. He's produced. He's played a defensive game. I think that, as he progresses, I think you're going to see him be a little bit more assertive physically because he's a big guy. And I think that's maybe they'd like to see a little more of that where he's saying, listen, I'm demanding this time in the National Hockey League, and I'm going to be that guy that makes it hard to play against. The cross checks, the positioning, the battles. But I've liked what I've seen. I don't think he's done anything to hurt himself at all. But, we've seen it happen a couple of times. Noah Philp scored a goal. He was out of the lineup the next game. Curtis Lazar scored a goal in New Jersey, his old team. He was out of the lineup the next game. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. I know that for Kris Knoblauch, he's still trying to find mixes and matches, and they're really giving the young guys a long leash too. They want to give these guys time to see if they can kind of find something because we're getting to a point now where you're going to start to see, as potentially as early as Saturday, Zach Hyman coming back in the lineup. So it's getting to the point now where they're going to have to make some decisions. So I think he wants to give everybody a chance to kind of see what they have and see what they can do before they start to make those decisions. So I wish I had the crystal ball to tell you a better answer than that, but that's all I got right now.
Louie, have a good call tonight. Thanks for popping on.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you later.
There you go. Louie DeBrusk from Sportsnet, former NHLer. Always good to have Louie on the program. Jay, before we let you go, I did want to ask you a question. I'm fascinated by your answer. How many innings did you make it through last night in the Blue Jays game?
I watched the whole thing, man. I'm exhausted.
You stayed up the whole night.
Yeah.
I am really surprised because you're not like a diehard.
I know, but it's...
You don't want to miss history.
I almost tweeted, I'm like, this is adjacent to watching the Ace race. I just couldn't stop watching.
And it's funny, too.
And,
How
and I kept saying, okay, after this inning, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't think it was only like 6 minutes. Okay, I'll do another one.
And then, like, the other thing,
30.
too, with the Jays kind of, like, batting first in that scenario is, like, you go, like, I want to watch the Jays. Well, I'll watch the Jays hit, then that's it. And then they hit, and you're like, God damn it. Well, maybe they can get another chance. And, like, it just kind of kept you going on. But it's crazy how that game was 6.5 hours. And, like,
It was fun.
it was fun. And, like, I'm obviously a baseball sicko, but, like, it kind of flies by because you're so on the
It
edge.
does, because I'm like, oh my God, it's 11th. Oh my God, it's 12. I'm like, every time I looked at my watch, I was just shocked at the time.
Yeah, it's too bad. The Jays,
Oh, they fucked it up.
they played to win in the moment.
Yeah,
And there
which
was
I think is
But what was the
fine.
advantage? Like, there was a mild, like, all those pinch runners, like, these are mild upgrades. Mild.
So I looked at
Yeah, they took out bats.
Yeah, they took probably.
And-
And he was the last one to come out, Barger.
Yeah.
You probably look at it.
Oh,
at that
but
point,
Barger
like,
can run. He's a fucking unit.
So I looked.
Why would you take that guy out?
That's what I think. Like maybe keep that guy because he's your last bat. You know what I mean? Besides Vladdy, of course. But
So the sprint speeds on those substitutions they made on like the 1 to 100 scale, Barger's a 56 and Straw's a 95. So we're all
56?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 56th percentile and 95th percentile
Gotcha.
for Straw.
Okay.
So in the moment you're sitting there going, okay, it's the top of the 8th. If we get one run, we're probably winning this game. Barger gets on with none out. If there was 1 or 2 outs, they don't make that decision. But you're sitting there with a guy that's that fast, and you think of the advantage of like, okay, if the next guy gets a base hit, he's going from first to third, where Barger only gets from first to second. Or even if he can get to second, steal a base, which they didn't do, and they probably should have been more aggressive. But like, if he steals a base, he's scoring on any hit to the outfield there, where Barger maybe doesn't. Like, I was frustrated because it sucked
was-
watching that game where the
Because you kept doing it.
I know.
You took too many bats.
Yeah.
do you
out
know
of it.
there was one,
And it's top of the. Sorry, it was top of the 8th.
Okay.
So if they squeeze out a run, LA. What if LA puts 4 on them and they need bats and Barger could be up again? It was too. I just felt like it was too early. Like the blood wasn't in the water to make
also-
a kill shot.
The difference in these two teams is like the Jays go to their bench and it's like
The Dodgers
Miles Straw and the Jays are on their last bullpen arms and the Dodgers are like, all right, we're going to our last bullpen arm and it's a guy with a 102-mile-an-hour sinker and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Like they just keep finding guys. It was crazy. Even when they had to pinch hit and pinch run a few times, it's like guys who actually have decent numbers.
And I found especially I think it was like is it Davis Schneider?
Yeah.
But a bunch of them like taking the first pitch all the time.
I know. I kept thinking,
What are
that
you
too.
doing? And sometimes taking the second one. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
They were down 0-2 in almost every at bat next
It was frustrating.
They weren't. They were just not forcing.
They were
any
playing
extra
not to
pitches.
lose.
Yeah.
Like it was so like the kill shots when you're in the batter's box.
Yeah.
There was one play, and it's when just after the wild pitch, he was behind him,
Yeah.
and the pitcher was what was his name?
Klein
So it seemed like everything was just going outside, like he couldn't get in the zone.
bailed him out with a swing.
He's bailed it. Just don't swing. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
try and get more pitches going.
And then once they're in the count, there's
It just seemed like they were
there's
just
some
like-
of those strikeouts and swings.
the
Swing and
lack of
strikes.
communication.
I mean, the
And
other thing too.
I also felt really bad for Little because he actually
He
came in
grinded.
and did
Yep.
perfectly fine, and it was just so inevitable he was going to have to give something up.
Yeah, someone tweeted me. They're like, "This sucks. We're just waiting for them to lose," and it felt like that because again,
Yeah.
you get through the first 6 hitters on the Dodgers, and you're like, "Hey, finally, not." And then it feels like you're right back at the top,
Right
and they just
back.
have like 5 Hall of Famers, just bang, bang, bang. It's
Yeah.
brutal. Anyways, it is 1 o'clock. Do we got to let you go?
Yeah, I'll get out of here.
All right. Thank you. Game day.
Thank
think
you.
they win tonight? Are you going tonight?
No, I'm not.
2 screen Jays Oilers.
I'm going to my first game on Saturday.
Oh, you haven't been once yet this year.
My
been
first
once.
game was the Vancouver game.
Yeah.
Much different experience.
Yeah, on Van. All right. Okay. Thank you. Think they win tonight? Both fronts, Jays and Oilers. Jays Oilers parlay. Ooh.
Man, that's well, you know what? Half the team is well rested because
It's true. Who's pitching? Bieber? They
Bieber.
might have to get like quite a few innings. Actually, no, because their bullpen guys mostly only pitch like regular
Yeah, I
shifts,
think everyone
right?
should be pretty good. It's the World Series, like you just grind. Jays Oilers.
I feel they
parlay
should
plus
also.
350.
I guess it didn't matter. I thought they should have kept Hoffman in for one more inning, but it didn't matter
You
because
gotta
they got
say,
out of
yeah.
it. They got out of it, so it was fine. Anyways,
Wow, was unreal. Good for him.
Plus
he
350
hung in there.
is the parlay. Okay, thanks, Jay.
All right, bye.
All right, let's
Bye,
get over
Jay.
to the Star Mechanical Guest Line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about what makes them Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca as we head out and welcome in our friend Cole Bagley, digital insider for KSL Sports and the Utah Mammoth. You didn't make the road trip? You're not in Edmonton?
Not for this one. And I'm definitely having some FOMO as they just keep winning hockey games. And not only they're winning hockey games, but they're winning on the road, which is pretty remarkable. So definitely feeling it on this one. I made a mistake, but it's not something I'll do again.
7 in a row for the team you cover in the Utah Mammoth, and what a start to the season they've had. I guess some parts of this hot streak are like predictable when you look at some of the players up front, and Cooley's playing great and Keller's playing great. Are there any angles or parts of their game from this heater that have surprised you from a positive side?
I think the goaltending to start with, Vejmelka had a pretty rough preseason. And I don't know if he was just kind of saving the best for the regular season and what have you, but I mean, he was like sub 8.5 save percentage during the preseason. And now he's up over 9. You got Vanacek, hovering right around 9. I think they're the second best tandem in the NHL right now. So, yeah, I think in terms of what's been surprising has definitely been the goaltending, defense a little bit, but like from more of a standpoint of how good Dmitry Simashev seems to be. It's a guy that made the roster. He's only 20, 21 years old, just came over from the KHL, and he's playing on the top line, the top pairing with Mikhail Sergachev, and absolutely holding his own. He's not getting involved offensively, but that's okay. He's more of a defensive minded defenseman, right? And it's interesting. I mean, the NHL seems to be kind of transitioning away from that, but I think he's an example of why those players are still very, very valuable. So for me, goaltending, a little bit of defense, and then Nick Schmaltz. I mean, who had it on their bingo card that he'd be leading the league in points, this far in, especially after the year he had last season. So yeah, a lot of pleasant surprises, and some I think are sustainable, some maybe not so much. So we'll see how things continue to go.
But the other thing, too, like even if some parts maybe aren't sustainable, 2 areas I think where Utah fans can be positive coming out of that, and I need to remember that I can call them Mammoth fans as well. I got to wrap my brain around it. It's not Utah Hockey Club anymore. But Mammoth fans can be excited because, one, with the existence of the loser point and how tight the NHL is, you can ride the wave of a hot start, and it will get you through some gnarly points in the season, even if some of this stuff isn't sustainable. And also, look at all the draft picks. Look at all the cap space. If Bill Armstrong sees a true flaw with this team, he can just go spend the picks. And also, they have a loaded prospect pool and a roster that's full of young players. So the argument is that you probably should trade all your draft picks right now. So, they're just so set up to any problem they have. Bill Armstrong can just go fix it.
It's a pretty well-constructed, not only roster, but prospect pool and pool of assets, right? Just like, to your point. They hit on their draft picks with guys like Logan Cooley and Dylan Guenther. They made some critical trades in Mikhail Sergachev and JJ Peterka. They're getting, prime performances from guys like Schmaltz and Keller and Sergachev. And then as well, that extension of Karel Vejmelka is looking mighty fine right now. So, they really, I know there was conversations last year that this was one of the most well prepared teams for the future. I think they may be the most well prepared based on what they're doing right now. You've got 2, their top 6 are 2 of the best lines in the NHL across the board. Goals for, goals against, expected goals, you name it. You do a statistical deep dive on this team, and those 2 lines are top 10 in a lot of key areas. And then you've got the depth. You've got your Brandon Tanevs, you've got your Nate Schmitz, you've got your Kevin Stenlunds, your Ian Coles, and then the young players that this team still has in their prospect pool of TJ Ginla and Cole Baudouin and Daniil Boot, who I think we may see this season, depending on if there's any more injuries to the top forwards. It is a very well constructed team that is good now, and I think is going to be phenomenal in the future.
I wanted to ask you about JJ Peterka. Obviously, 9 points so far in his Mammoth career. How has he kind of fitted so well into this lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of a rough start, I think, in the preseason and then through the first few games as, there was an adjustment period. He had to figure out how to play on a vastly different team than he was on a year ago. And it's not only a vastly different team, but a much more talented team, especially in their top 6 where he was, fitting in. But they've figured it out. If you watch the Cooley, Guenther, Peterka line, it's one of the fastest lines I've ever seen. Not only in their breakouts and how they approach the neutral zone, the offensive zone, but in how they just pull and pick teams apart when they get set up in the offensive zone, whether that's on the man advantage, whether that's, off the rush and what have you, they are so quick, and he fits so perfectly with Gunther and Cooley. With Cooley, you got a very versatile player. He's going to make impacts, all across the ice, whether he's playing down low, whether he's out on the wing, whether he's, playing, more in that middle area, he is going to get things done. Gunther has one of the best shots in the National Hockey League. His office is over on that left face-off circle, and he is looking and hunting for that shot. But he can now also score some greasy goals. That's made a big difference. Then you have Peterka on the other side, and a lot of the times he's kind of generating off the rush. He's the one going in, dropping the puck off on a dump pass or feeding it across. So it's been a perfect fit, and I still don't think they've quite reached their potential, which is very positive for the Mammoth fan base, and it's also really scary for the National Hockey League.
I just wanted to ask, too, just on Logan Cooley. Obviously, doesn't have a contract yet for next season, but still an RFA. What's the latest update there on his future with Utah?
Yeah, I mean, Cooley wants to be here, but I think what we're seeing, it's not necessarily a holdout to hold out, but it's more, this is uncharted territory, right? Yeah. Like the cap is increasing by $25 million over the next couple of seasons. And these players and guys like Cooley, who are not only young stars, but I think has superstar potential, they've got to find that happy medium. They've got to find a place where, they're valued now, and it's a contract that kind of, holds the test of time, right? Like if he's going to sign 7-8 year extension, he's got to make sure that he's getting, what he's worth. And, I know that the reported deal was close to $10 million. And, I think he's made the right bet, right? He's one of the best players in the National Hockey League right now. He had the natural hat trick. He followed it up with another couple of points the other night. And, in my mind, I think he's pushing north of 11 million AAV. And so I think right now it's just more, he's looking to dominate the National Hockey League. He's trying to prove himself. And that's been, it's just cha-ching. Every single shift, every single period, every single game, his value just continues to go up. And I think he's smart, to keep doing that.
Yeah, and like everyone talks about it, and it's a conversation we had a lot, obviously, before the season started, but it's like, okay, if you're an organization with young players, give them max term and lock them up, because with the cap shooting up over the next, every year, the cap is going to shoot up significantly. It's going to turn into a value deal. But if I know that, and you know that, and Bill Armstrong knows that, Logan Cooley's agent also knows that. Logan Cooley also knows that, right? Like, he's not just going to sit there and be like, yeah, $10 million right now does sound like a lot of money. Like, 5 years from now, he might be a guy, and it's maybe even, I'm really fascinated by the term here as well, because as a 21-year-old, if you were to sign like a 4-year deal, he is already worth probably $9 to $10 million. If he could be a UFA in his first year of UFA eligibility, oh my God, how much could that guy be making when the cap is $140 million or something? Like, who knows what the ceiling will be?
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. And I think for Cooley too, he's a beneficiary of just a great opportunity. I mean, you look at Dylan Gunther, who's probably just as good as he is, not different skill set. That might be the best bargain contract in the NHL. I think he's under 7.25 AAV for the next 8 seasons, and he's leading the NHL in game winners. 11 of his last 17 goals have been game-winning goals for Dylan Gunther. So it's ridiculous what Bill Armstrong was able to do. I think they lucked out that the cap rumors hadn't really started circulating yet. So they got Peterka under a long contract. They got Gunther. Now they got to get Cooley, but Cooley's just lucky enough to be in this situation. He's obviously got a smart group around him that are betting on him, and so far so good. But as I noted, he is just making sure that he gets every dime that he deserves.
I got one more for you, and I want to talk about Andre Tournier, who is the betting odds favorite, or at least tied with Marty St. Louis for the Jack Adams at this point. Whenever I read or see quotes from him, I'm always so impressed with just how poised he is. And I do the DFO show with Carter Hutton, who had Tournier as his coach in Arizona for a bit, and he raves about him, talks about how he gets his guys to do personality tests so he knows like how they need to be poked and adjusted throughout the year, like all of that. He's a really, really impressive coach. What do you like about him? What makes him the right coach for this group?
Before this year, I think Tournier was one of the best developmental head coaches in the NHL. When you look at where this team was when he took over, which was at the beginning of the rebuild, to where they are now and where key players have progressed, there's a ton of growth. And I think he has there's a lot of credit that needs to go to him for, how good Clayton Keller is, how good Logan Cooley and Dylan Guenther are. And then as well, the rest of kind of that prospect pool. But now what we're kind of seeing is growth in his ability to coach, growth in his ability to take his team to the next level. And, speaking more to kind of what you were talking about, in conversations that I've had, things that I've noticed, what really stands out to me during this stretch for Utah is they're not acting like they've never been here before, even though they haven't, right? Like you go back to even the Coyotes days, this is the longest win streak that this team has ever put together and the best start that this team has ever put together. But they're acting like they've been there before. They're acting like, they're not in the locker room, having all these crazy parties after they're accomplishing incredible feats. They are poised, they are mature, and it's on to the next. And Tourney has made that in all of his comments. After every single win, it's, that was a good win. That was a good team. Now we're, the midnight rule, and we're looking ahead to the next matchup. Even after they beat, Connor Hellebuck and the Winnipeg Jets in their own building, they are laser focused on Edmonton tonight. And I think Edmonton should be a little nervous. This is a team that's playing with a ton of confidence, but they're still hungry. They're still humble. And I think tonight is the prove it game for the Utah Mammoth to go, look, this isn't just some fluke. We're not just going to win these 7 games and then miss the playoffs. No, we're here and we're hungry and we want to dethrone Connor McDavid in his own house.
I like that, and I want to talk more about that later. Cole, appreciate your time, man. Thanks for doing this, and hopefully next time we get to see you in Edmonton.
Yeah. Well, Dylan Guenther told me to stay away from Edmonton, and a guy that's from there, so I guess we'll have to see, if I make it out there.
Oh, next time we see Dylan Guenther, we are going to give him more than a little bit of shit for that. Then. All right, thanks for popping on, Cole. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks.
There you go, Cole Bagley. You can find him. KSL Sports is where he does his work. You can also find him on Twitter, Bagley KSL Sports. That's his @ Liam.
There you
go. That last thing he said there.
The Dylan Guenther?
No. Well, that's upsetting because Edmonton is beautiful right now. It's October 28th. There's obviously no snow on the ground yet. We haven't gotten a weird early season snowfall, and you're still in just hoodie weather.
Yeah, it's not bad out there.
Dylan.
Come on, Dylan.
I got beef with him. All right. He talked there at the end. And this is something we touched on over the weekend. I forget what show it was because the weekend was kind of a blur, and I drank 6,000 beers. So that'll happen. But he said they're motivated tonight. This is the proof. They've won 7 in a row, but tonight's the prove it game. They want to go into Connor McDavid's house and dethrone him. One thing the Oilers are going to have to get used to, back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, all of that. But now that the Oilers are established as a top-tier team in the NHL, it's your every team's Super Bowl. Why does Vancouver say Thatcher Demko for you? Because they want nothing more than to beat the Edmonton Oilers. Watch the way teams are going to go about it throughout the season, man. When you get doubleheaders, you are going to get their starters. Teams are motivated. Teams want to beat you so that they can puff out their chest and go, we beat the Edmonton Oilers. It's very similar in the NFL. You see it with a lot of teams. This happens in every sport. They want to beat the best. So it's something Edmonton has to get used to, man. You can't have off nights if you're the Edmonton Oilers. You're going to get the other team's A and B way more than you're ever going to get their C and Ds.
And obviously, stuff to show up every single night. But I think when you're at home, you've got to put a stronger effort in more times than not. And especially, I think there was some building blocks from over the weekend against Seattle, especially against Vancouver. I agree with what Louie said. They probably missed a couple extra opportunities. But I also think having Thatcher Demko in goal can be intimidating for some teams to go up against too. I just want to see a bit more. When we went through the goalie stat for Vejmelka, it is move around, you move the puck around. He doesn't move quite as well, but also get to the net, cause a bit of chaos.
Yeah.
There you
go. Dylan Guenther. Goddamn. All right. We're going to move towards wrapping up the show here in a little bit. Did you know that tonight is, what do they brand it? All 16 teams are in action. It's the
Frozen Frenzy.
Frozen Frenzy, Liam. So
I did not know because I believe it's an ESPN thing. So in Canada, we would not have seen it.
So we're not going to get
part of it.
Yeah, we're not going to get an Amazon feed or whatever. You can probably go on the internet and find a feed.
Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah. So every team is in action tonight,
which is great.
16 games.
Awesome.
With the exception of Leafs Flames, because they moved it for the Jays game to not overlap it as much.
Okay. So when's
Every
that?
game starts 15 minutes apart. So
Gotcha.
Penguins, Flyers, and Flames, Leafs are both going to start at 4 o'clock Mountain. And then Golden Knights, Hurricanes is going to start at 4:30. And then from 4:30 on today, every 15 minutes, a new puck will drop.
So if you're a DFS player,
Yeah.
I would highly suggest you go and watch Brock and Zach's show.
Yes.
Is it still called the DFS
Yeah,
Report?
DFO
It's on
Report.
the DFO Fantasy and Betting YouTube channel. They're actually doing it right now. It starts at noon, so you'll have to go back and watch it. But if there's a night you're doing that, those are the guys you want to go check out. Brock also has daily articles going out, I still think. So here's my beef with this. Shockingly. Don't they have that surfing thing on Thursdays? Like this ice surfing stuff?
The Amazon show, yeah.
So wouldn't this be like a great thing for them to have?
But I think ESPN wants this.
So do they do it a couple times a year, I
I
think.
think they might do it because they did do it one year on Amazon because I remember watching it here in Canada.
I think it's a very good idea. Don't get me wrong. I think they should do this maybe once a month.
That'd be
I think
cool.
it'd be a thing.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting that like they don't have it then. So here's a fun little one. How many games are in the NHL tomorrow? Which of course is Sportsnet Wednesday Night Hockey.
1. How many games were there yesterday? 2.
2.
Yeah. How many
Which
games?
are both Eastern time zone.
How many games are there on Friday night? 3.
One of them starts at 2 p.m. though. Ooh, I like this.
Wait, why?
It's Halloween, of course.
Why are they starting an Avalanche Golden
Is it
Knights
a holiday?
game?
Someone let me know if that's a U.S. holiday. I'm not sure, but
Halloween
Calgary. Yeah, I don't know. Is the start of November a holiday
is
in the U.S.? I'm not sure. Is it like President's Day or something like that? Anyway, Friday it's Avalanche Golden Knights at 2, Capitals Islanders at 5, Detroit Anaheim 8 p.m. I love that, but I have one piece of beef with it.
Yeah.
Those poor Detroit fans.
10 o'clock Eastern start.
10 o'clock Eastern.
What about the Avalanche fans? Their game starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a random Friday.
Is it just a random Friday?
So it is Nevada Day in Nevada, commemorating their admission into the Union.
Okay.
So
I
it
can
is a
live-
holiday in Nevada.
At least I can live with that. I can live with it. I'm sorry your team has to do that, but we have to do that for when they do another holiday in the U.S. What is it called? They do
Thanksgiving?
Columbus Day, because they do. The Oilers played Washington on the Columbus Day, and we did a watch party. It was like a 1 p.m. start.
Oh, it was like a Friday at 1 p.m. or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
So it's interesting. I don't know. Like you're telling me teams can't play back to backs and spread this out a little bit, because now you run into the problem of now we want every team to also play on Thursday because we have this deal with Amazon.
Yeah.
And now no one plays. Like I don't know. I feel like there's whatever. I know there's so many off days and it's probably a bit more complicated than I allow it to be in my own head.
Yeah.
I just feel like you can make things a little bit better for people. Like just do Anaheim, San Jose.
All right.
Honestly, get the Oilers down there.
Yeah.
It's just so silly.
Let's do this for Bet365.
Next week, great schedule though.
Okay.
Great.
We should do
schedule.
this every
Multiple
Monday. You
games.
should give us like the thumbs up or thumbs down on the schedule.
Okay. I will. Great schedule next week. There's 4 games next Friday, believe it or not. And they're spread out well. Oh my God. 2 at 5 p.m., 1 at 7, 1 at 8. What a Friday.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to have to watch.
Same game, 16 leg parlay. Got to pick a result from every game. I'm just going to go off the cuff. We're going to see how much this pays out. Calgary, Toronto, we're going over 5.5. Pittsburgh, Philly, Penguins money line. They stay hot. I think they're going between the pipes today with She Loves. Vegas, Carolina. We're going to go under 6. Oh, who's starting there? Who's starting there?
Okay. I'll do this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's minus 200, though. Where's
Starting
Vegas?
goalie in that game. No
might be
stars confirmed.
Might be Schmid. Anderson's having
Yeah,
an
you cannot be
OT.
worried about minus 200. You're doing 16 legs.
I know, but plus 1.5. We're going to go Canes money line.
All right.
Canes on home ice. They'll beat the Golden Knights. I don't want to cheer for the Golden
Akira
Knights.
Schmid is playing.
Yeah. Blue Jackets, Sabres.
That's Greaves confirmed. Lion likely.
Columbus, Road Dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, Columbus, Road Dogs. Actually, no, under 6.5.
Okay.
Under 6.5. Anaheim, Florida.
Tarasov confirmed.
Ooh.
No one confirmed for the Ducks yet.
No one confirmed for the Ducks. How's Dostal been playing this year? He's been
He has an 8.99. Worse than Stuart Skinner.
I'm going to
Better than
go.
Calvin Pickett.
I'm going to go adjusted total over 5.5. Minus 165.
Okay.
Islanders Bruins.
This is so hard to follow.
No, it's not.
I just thought you were just going to do money lines.
No.
All right. Go ahead. We got 10 minutes left, so you should get it in.
Islanders Bruins
Sorokin confirmed with Korpisalo.
over 6.5.
Okay.
Both those goalies kind of stink.
8.76 for Sorokin, 8.45 for Korpisalo.
Combine their goals against averages, you get 7.71. So I'm good with my over 6.5. Tampa Nashville
No one confirmed, but likely Soros.
under 6. Couple of unders. Because, there's going to be a few unders. Can't get greedy and just go with a bunch of overs. Jets Wild. We're going to go Jets Road money line.
Okay.
Wild can't play 5-on-5. They stink. And Hellebuck is likely to start.
Did you see the 3 stars of the week this week? All put up crazy numbers, and they all played against the Wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was kind of nuts.
Blues Red Wings over 6.
Gibson and Binnington confirmed.
Yep. Caps Stars.
Thompson Ottinger confirmed.
This one's a tough one for me, actually. I might go under again. Under 6.
Okay.
Sens Blackhawks.
Allmark confirmed, likely. Spencer Knight.
Spencer Knight's been good.
Uh,
Chicago, Ottawa back-to-backs, and they had to travel. Let's go Hawks money line. We need a dog in here.
Okay.
Devils Avs.
Wedgwood confirmed. Markstrom likely.
Returning.
Back.
Markstrom's back. Avs have been going to overtime in every game they've played this year. What do I want? Devils Avs. I might go Avs money line. I feel like the Devils are due for a loss. They're on a heater too. They've won 8 in a row. So I'm going to go
The Devils have won 8 in a row?
Yeah, biggest win streak in the NHL.
Damn.
Someone said, is Tyler betting every team? Yes, I'm betting all 16 games. Thanks for coming to the show. Utah, Edmonton, Oilers money line.
Of course.
Kind of want to just do the over, actually, but I'll do the homer thing. Oilers money line. New York and Vancouver, Rangers and Canucks. Canucks money line. Demko's in net. Ooh, yeah.
Thomas Wallander?
Yeah.
Called up today for the Canucks.
Let's go Canucks money line. Home dogs. I don't mind a home dog.
JT Miller revenge game. Just put JT Miller goal.
Nah. That's getting too much in the weeds. Canadians Kraken.
Fucking changing team totals.
Canadians Kraken. What do we got there?
Dobus confirmed no one for the Kraken.
Kind of want to go over in this one. What was the score in the Oilers Kraken game? 3-2?
3-2. Dobus has a 1.77. Has not lost a game this season.
Due for a bad one. Over 5.5. Kings Sharks is the last one. I'm not going to bet this one. Nah, I'm kidding. We got to get all 16 in. Why are the Kings are massive favorites in this
As
one?
they should be.
Yeah.
Askarov has been brutal.
So just lay Kings money line.
Let's not overthink this one.
Okay, $5 and do 86,587. Bet placed.
I couldn't tell you 3 of those bets you just placed.
Yeah, that's fine. But if I, I can
Okay,
share
I'll
it.
do it, and I'll make it easier for everyone so we can all follow at home.
There you go. Bang! I actually sent you guys the link.
Okay.
Oh wait, yeah. Here I can do this for everyone on Bet365.
Toronto win. Penguins win. Carolina win. Buffalo win. Florida win. Boston plus 1.5. Tampa win, I guess. Nope, Nashville win. Tampa suck. Winnipeg win. St. Louis win. Dallas win. Chicago win. Colorado win. Edmonton win. Vancouver win. Montreal win. LA Kings win. $5. $96,000.
You did that way faster than I did.
Yeah, because I just went on the damn money lines.
Whatever. Blue Jays tonight, 6 p.m. first pitch in the World Series. No word yet on their lineup tonight. Obviously waiting to see if George Springer is going to be in the lineup. That's obviously a big one for Toronto. If he can't play, they probably just shift Bo to DH and go from there. But Ohtani's on the mound for the Dodgers after he had to play that long game yesterday. They intentionally walked him 4 times and walked him again on 4 pitches the next time. So 5 walks for Ohtani. He's the first player in postseason history probably the first player in MLB history to reach base 9 times in a game.
Yeah, and also, I know why they did it, and I'm kind of glad they did, but it was crazy that they just pitched to him with little. Like, it just felt like the whole time, and I understand why it happened, but it's just like, my God, the whole game. But that's what you got to do. And it was interesting when they just walked Betts as well.
Yeah, then they loaded the bases, but I liked it too because again, your lefty-lefty matchup, like you just got to trust your guy and walk him.
Yeah, and also too, like your pitch count comes into it too. Like, you can't just keep throwing to guys. If you can get through him a little bit,
that's a good point.
You've got limited arms.
Yeah.
So that what was his name again?
Klein.
Klein. Is he like a similar to Lauer in the sense of like he was a star, he can kind of go long distance?
Same thing with that Emmett Sheehan they had.
Right. Yeah, the mid relievers were they called, right?
Yeah. So we are long relievers. Guys who can take up some bulk innings for you. But the expectation apparently is that everyone in the Jays bullpen, with the exception of Lauer, is available tonight. So
which makes sense.
Makes sense. Yep. All right. Big double game day today. It's a 2 TV setup. Time's puck drop tonight, Aaron? 7 p.m. So Aaron's gonna be a dog patch tonight, as he is on most game days. We'll always let you know if he is or isn't. But come on down to the Riverdale area. They'll have the Oil game obviously up and on the TV. And we'll get it. Yeah, we'll get something sorted out. Anyways, Aaron's going to be doing his pre and post game live from the bar, so you can come hang out, listen to pre and post game. He'll have Zach Lang riding along with him. If you can't make it down, boom. You watch the show right here on the Oilers Nation YouTube. So still plenty of content coming your way. New episode of Oilers Nation Radio's going to drop in a little bit as well. Thank you to Louie. Thank you to our friend Cole Bagley as well.
If you're in the chat now, leave a like before you go.
Yeah, please do that.
Shut the door on the way out. I'll let it breeze in.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in today, everybody. Feels good to be back at home in our Edmonton studio as well after a hectic weekend on a nation vacation. But that is a wrap on today's edition of the show. Enjoy the hockey, enjoy the baseball tonight, and as always, oil up. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.